Second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear it, but I'm gonna pick up my gun, and just logically thinking, what do you think the best thing to do once you pick up the gun? What do you think would be the best thing to do once you pick up the gun?
Discharge the magazine.
Okay, but let's say you didn't know how to do that. Do I want to pick up a gun and start pointing it at people?
No.
Okay, so the next universal firearm safety rule, let's assume it's loaded, you pick up, you're always going to keep the barrel in a safe direction, okay? A caveat to that, what is safe direction? What is a safe direction to you guys?
Where no people would be injured.
Outstanding.
Discharge.
Outstanding. So it's not a direction, it's a concept. And that concept is that if I were to negligently discharge this, or something were to occur, no one would get hurt or injured, okay? So a good example I like to use is if I'm on a 2-story building in an apartment, and I got neighbors downstairs, is pointing down the safest direction?
No.
It'd be hard to choose where the safest direction would be, correct? But we're trying to mitigate the risk. So you always want to be mindful of that, okay? Next thing I want to do is, I got the barrel in the safe direction, I assume it's loaded. What will cause this gun to go off?
Pulling the trigger.
Someone else.
The trigger.
Pulling the trigger. So what do you think the third safety rule would be?
Keep your finger off the trigger.
Outstanding. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. So, as you guys see today, so just so you know, this is the trigger guard. It's called a trigger guard because it's guarding your trigger, right? So you want to keep your finger, your index finger, your shooting finger, it's called indexed, and that means to put your finger from this point to now on the slide of the gun. Does everybody see this? So today, if I give the command index, I want you to go ahead and put your finger on the slide, and now you're in a relatively safe position. Don't do it haphazardly too, because if something shocks you or scares you and you're right here, it could still cause you to reflex into the trigger guard. So you want to be nice, high and tight on the slide. Everybody see that? Okay, perfect. So last safety rule, or second to last, is when we're shooting, okay, we want to know what's behind our target. Why do we want to know what's behind what we're shooting?
Because the bullets can miss and go through and hit what's behind the target.
Absolutely. Criddle, what were you going to say?
Mitigate risk.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and that's, I like that you say that, and mitigate, because you can't, it's never ever 100% mitigation, right? You're doing the best you can, because let's say, just for context speaking, we're in a self-defense situation and we have a bunch of civilians running past our threat. Okay, that's a very crappy situation to be in. Everybody understands that, agrees with that. However, if you have the opportunity to take the bad guy out so that he stops killing more people,
Right.
and you have to endure that risk, you still need to be mindful of it, because you could see maybe people are running and then you see a break in the space. That might be when you want to take the shot. Does everybody understand that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you always want to know what's mindful of your target. Now I go further. I also say you want to know not just your background where you're shooting, but really be fully aware of your surroundings, your peripherals. Dad, real quickly, I want you to come up here. I just want you guys to see this. Using your hand, just make like a gun. Okay. Dad's shooting. He's shooting. Just watch how quick this can happen. You guys see that? It happened very quickly. So if you're not mindful of your surroundings, that can happen. And there actually are videos of trained professionals getting killed or getting shot because they are mindful of their whole surrounding. So that's something I want you guys to focus on. Okay. Anybody have any questions of the universal firearm safety rules? I'm going to go over them one more time. Always treat every firearm as if it's loaded. Always keep your barrel in the safe direction until you're ready to shoot. Always keep your finger off your trigger until you're ready to shoot. And always know your background and your target, or your peripherals. This is not a common firearm safety rule, but if you're running, and as you guys see out here, we do have a little bit of slippery ground. If you happen to drop your gun, let it fall completely and stop. I don't want anybody to drop their gun and try and reach for it, because what could happen while you're reaching for it?
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger, right. So if you happen to slip and you're going to drop your gun, have your gun drop, let it completely stop before you pick it up. All right, everybody cool? Yes.
And if that happens, you call ceasefire.
Sure, you can. So
if you drop your gun, you call ceasefire?
Yes, whatever. That's a great question. And once again, the ceasefire command can be given at any time by anybody for any reason. Okay. Who here today is an acting range safety officer?
You?
Anybody else have any other input on that?
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay, who here is a certified range safety officer?
Just you.
Okay, but who here are acting as range safety officers?
All of us.
All of us. We are all responsible for each other's safety. So when we're shooting today, I need everybody to be in the game. I need you to be focused, be hyper alert. If you have any questions, if you're feeling any type of anxiety, please speak up. This is a safe space where we need to learn how to become confident, right? So that's what this is all about today, is building our confidence. Okay, does anybody have any questions on that? All right, fantastic. So for you guys who are new, Dad, if you want to go ahead and get loaded up, you can load up all your magazines, please do.